Monsieur et Madame, bienvenue à Club Life. This week our tour has journeyed across the Channel to France, who are of course cricket's current Olympic silver medalists. Yes, they were soundly beaten by England in the only game played, and yes, it was over a century ago, but still. About 30 miles west of Paris lies the 16th century Château de Thoiry, the ancestral home of the Count and Countess de la Panouse. It is also home to one of Europe's first safari parks, and, since 1991, one of France's few cricket clubs. Against this most unusual backdrop, an Englishman in Paris, yearning for a game of cricket, established Château de Thoiry Cricket Club and thus brought a little English flavour to his Gallic surroundings. Nowadays, the club still organises around 20 friendly fixtures a year, against other ex-pack teams around Paris, or English touring sides eager to play at such a unique ground. The club celebrates its 20th anniversary this year, and what better way to kick off the celebrations than a reception at the Chateau for the committee? And this is no place for a pie and a pint. Certainly not your average club night out.
The club has been playing cricket here for 20 years. At the end of 1990, very end of 1990, the team was founded in Paris. And the guy who founded it, a chap called Simon Hewitt, got in touch with the Countess and discovered she had a very strong interest in cricket.
He told he was looking for a cricket field in France, and she told why not to come in Thoiry to see. And he found that it was a very beautiful place for cricket. They
contacted me and asked if it would be possible, and I said, why not?
On the far side of the chateau, we have a little part of England. You know, you play there on a Sunday afternoon with lions roaring and classical music playing, and it's just a fantastic place to play.
We're very lucky to have the relationship with the chateau. The ground is fantastic. You know, we get so many touring teams want to come and play us because of the zoo, the environment, and where we are.
Very enjoyable place, very quiet after the week in Paris, so definitely a place of heavens.
But Thoiry's longest-serving members recall a very different club from the one that exists today.
It's changed quite dramatically. I mean, when we first formed in first season in 1991, we had a couple of teams. We had 40 regular senior players. Much emphasis was played on winning every match and extremely competitive.
And we had some very good teams, and we won the European Championship, I think, in 1997, and things like this. So the club was very good, but it was just people who knew how to play cricket. And then a few years ago, we made a serious effort to get the kids involved.
I went to see the headmaster of the British School of Paris in Coissy, not far from here, and I said, look, players come from the parents of your pupils, and what about your pupils coming to become part members of the club as well? We will help you develop cricket at school, and you can help us develop our club for the youngsters. And now we have over 50 youngsters playing here and about 110 members all over.
And unsurprisingly, one of the last things local visitors expect to stumble across is a cricket match in full swing.
There are people here to visit the safari park who you often see stop, take a double take, watch for a minute, whisper with each other.
For the visitors, when they see that, it's something they don't understand nothing about it. But it's very elegant.
You often have to explain that it's not croquet. So, which is quite funny, because to us it's nothing like it, but the French cricket, how they pronounce it, and croquet sound almost the same.
I'm able to understand a good shot. Something I applaud with the other one. And after, who is the one who has been winning that point?
I do enjoy watching a bit, and the teas, and I mean, they're all very smart in their white costumes and everything, but I've never understood the rules at all. It's a mystery, but...
Hopefully all will be explained as Thoiry gathered at the ground for their next match.
Today is another friendly game, because at Thoiry we only play friendly games. And today we're playing some Englishmen who live and work in Paris. And they get together for about 6 to 8 games a year. And so this is the first time we're playing them. I've heard they're a pretty good bunch, so it's going to be a tough game today.
We're a bunch of British expats based in Paris who are named after juveniles. That's the wine bar in Paris where we sort of came up with the idea on a drunken lunch to set up our team. I reckon these boys, they're a big bunch of posers trying to do their best today, so we'll see how we go.
Tails.
Heads.
And after an apparently difficult decision at the toss...
Okay, it's tails. Mark, what would you like to do? We're bold today.
Right. Yeah, we're bold.
Yeah, we'll give you a bat.
The visitors were put into bat.
Sit up, mate. Yeah.
It was a long walk from the pavilion to the crease. And for one of the openers, a long walk back pretty soon afterwards. The juvenile skipper was harder to budge, and he and Jasper Gilby built a commanding second wicket partnership, helped by a couple of let-offs from the Thoiry fielders. Gilby especially punished the bowlers, but once he was dismissed, middle order wickets tumbled, and at 143 for 7, the home side had regained the upper hand, to the delight of their distinguished supporters. But the visitors' tail wagged, and in some style, as the ball went flying towards the Lions' enclosure on more than one occasion. The fielding side redeemed their earlier mistakes, but by then the juveniles had pushed their total up to 214 for 9 at the end of their 35 overs. Time then for tea, and along with cucumber sandwiches, champagne, as the anniversary celebrations continued.
A happy 20th anniversary to Thoiry.
The unique nature of expat cricket makes club development a struggle, and Thoiry took the opportunity to thank the many and varied people involved in their continued success.
Well, I'm head of PE at the British School of Paris, and we are basically interlinked with Thoiry Cricket Club. It would be very difficult for one to exist without the other. Cricket's not a big sport here in France, as you can imagine, and therefore to have disparate teams is very difficult. So the fact that you've got one supporting the other, and you can almost say that the British School provides players at a grassroots level for Thoiry.
Back on the field, Thoiry's batsmen seem to be feeling the effects of the champagne. The bowlers peppered them with short balls, dismissing keeper Greaves. And throwing down the gauntlet to captain Moodley. He took up the challenge, making a hard-fought 49 before losing his wicket in disappointing fashion. Tim Forbert kept up the pace, but fell to a slower ball just 2 away from his 50, and trudged back to some helpful advice from his son. After that, Thoiry continued to struggle and lost wickets at regular intervals, leaving them 8 down, needing 12 from the last 10 balls. But they needn't have worried, as elder statesman John Hardy kept calm and led them over the finish line with 2 balls to spare.
Finished like that, we needed one run off the last over, and yeah, and that is amazing. A great team effort. The batting was great. The bowling was really good today. We had some really serious bowlers. Fielding was good. We dropped a couple of little catches, but you know, that's cricket. And we did really well to keep them down to 214 because you know they've got some serious cricketers there. So yeah, no, it was a great day. I'm proud of my boys.
So success for the Saturday side, but the weekend's action wasn't over yet. Development has become a big part of the focus at Thoiry, and it's no surprise when you consider that the work they do with their juniors and ladies doesn't just benefit the club, but cricket in France as a whole.
Does everybody understand? Tout le monde comprend?
France Cricket, the federation, the national federation, is trying to develop cricket in general, and particularly they see youth and women's cricket as a good way to promote that. We're the biggest club in terms of membership, I think, in total, and particularly for the women's and the youths. So we're really the reference, I think, for young cricket in France at the moment.
We have under 11s, we have an under 15 section, and we have an under 19 section. We probably have had more than 10 or 11 in the last 5 years who played for France. And one of the things that's very good about starting the kids at under 11 is that we can take French children who have never seen a cricket bat in their lives, they never see it on TV, and we can coach them, and they get very, very enthusiastic about it, and that's what we see as the future of the club.
They asked me what's a French, because I'm French, playing cricket in the middle of all these English people. Once you explain it, because it's a hard game to explain, once you explain it 3 times, they kind of understand it. So.
Me and my friends think that as well, but then when I explain it, they're like, oh, it's baseball.
And word is clearly spreading, as this weekend 2 school teams, no prizes for guessing where they're from, have come to Thoiry on tour. A big event like this is yet another reminder for the club's coaches that they couldn't do it alone.
We've probably got 6 or 7 fathers, some of whom have qualified as coaches, some of whom are not, who come every Sunday to the British School of Kwasi, who kindly lend us their facilities, and then in the summer we come out all the way out to Thoiry to play our games. A day like this, when we've got 2 teams from England coming across, meaning we've probably got up to 50 youngsters under the age of 11 playing cricket, is just fantastic, and it's what the whole team have been working for all these years.
The future of Thoiry and the future of cricket in France is going to be with these guys. Can't really predict where cricket in France is going over the next 10 years, but I guess, as the French say, c'est la vie.